Gulls fans, happy Monday. Welcome back to another episode of the 25 for 25 podcast. This week, guys, we are beyond excited to have our very own hitting coach, Coach Teddy Regan, on as our guest this week. Coach Regan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Eric. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I bet you're a little bit warmer than I am right now.
Yeah. Sunny St. Pete. Not bad, not
There you
bad.
go. There you go. What have you been up to, Coach? How's everything going?
Good so far, so good. Staying busy, all that stuff. You know how it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, keep me busy. Keep the dust off. Keep my girlish figure.
there you go. There you go. You getting ready? You getting excited for all things 2026 here in Newport?
Very much so. Yeah. In fact, I talked to Chuck yesterday, and
Heck yeah.
we're going through the roster that we had and what's coming, and it's always exciting. Does a good job. He really works.
100%.
He and Chris really work hard to get the type of player that we want to come to Newport. So he put a lot of time and effort into it. It's always good results.
100%, Coach. We can't wait to see you down here again this season. Just to start out here, Coach, why don't you take me through kind of, a brief summary of, your baseball career, your coaching career. Let's introduce the fans to Ted Regan a bit. We went through the same kind of process with the first coaches pod, with pitching coach, Coach Kevin Long a couple weeks ago. So let's start off that same spot for you.
Well, obviously started as a player, played both in basketball and baseball in college, and started getting involved and stay with it. And then, as they say, life got in the way, and we did a few things. I used to help out with one of the local Legion teams. I throw batting practice, hit fungos, and all that type of stuff, just to keep my ears to the grindstone, so to speak. And
Yeah.
then I started helping out a good friend of mine who just passed away recently, a couple of years back, Donnie Sreenard at Bishop Conley High School, and I helped them from a whole bunch. I was running camps and so on and so forth. And um, I my son was a baseball player at Eckerd College, and
Mhm.
previous coach Billy Matthews wanted me to come and help while Matt was playing, and I said no. He had enough of me. He's good without me. So I took a break, and a couple of years later, I went down and started working for Eckerd, and this year's my 18th year working with them.
Wow.
I
Congratulations,
also
Coach.
did I also did 2 years at St. Leo's up in San Antonio, up in St. Leo, and I did that. And then while I was doing baseball camps and all that stuff, um, I could throw BP and I could hit a fungo.
Mhm.
So guys are always looking for guys like that to do. So I got an opportunity to coach some more. Then I got a call to go down to Cape.
Yeah.
So I went down to Cape. I was down there for 6 years, and then that was over. I ended up going to New Bedford
Mhm.
for the Bay Sox for a while,
Yep.
and when they folded, and I was kind of like in a bubble, and all of a sudden, I guess Chuck called Josh Beauregard, who's the coach at Eckerd, who played with my son Matt, and asked him if it was okay if he could talk to me about coming and all that stuff. And anyway, so that's what happened. So this is my 6 year with Newport. I've been blessed by around a lot of good baseball people. One of the things I've learned, even though I'm ancient, is that I've learned to shut my mouth and open my ears. And while I was down here helping out at Eckerd, I would go to all the spring training games, not games. I'd go to their practice in the morning, like 9 o'clock. I
Yeah.
go in and watch what the big league guys were instructing and so on like that. And that's how it happened. I got a call from Chuck to come in. I said, yeah, sure. Why not? 25 minutes from the house. It was convenient, and it's a great place to be. I have a ball down here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What's obviously, Coach, we're going on, what is it, your seventh year with the Gulls now?
I think six.
6 year. Okay. So 6 years with the Gulls, what sticks out to you about Newport in comparison to maybe say Eckerd College, some of the time you spent down in the Cape, in New Bedford with the Bay Sox, what particularly about Newport is it that, keeps Coach Regan coming back?
I think it's the way the whole organization handles the kids that they bring in. I keep telling those guys they don't know how lucky they are to get to Newport. Chuck, Chris, Ronnie, Greg Fader,
Mhm.
Tommy, they're all invested in this team, and there's no in their conversations. So whatever these kids need to have within reason, They're accommodated. They're taken care of. And much is given, much is expected. Um, they give back. They give back. The kids are fed, they're clothed. I mean, it's just uncanny. I've nowhere I've ever been where they have the unlimited resources available to them like they have here in Newport. It's a great place for them. What a place to spend the summer too. Outstanding. It's great.
100%. 100%. In terms of the experience that these guys are getting here, right, Coach? I talked in the first coaches podcast with Coach Long on the pitching side of things. But these guys are coming off a grind of a 50, 60 game season up at their schools. When these guys first get here, and when we're at practice day one, not long before, we're off on the bus for our first away game. What are a couple things that you and Coach Coombs kind of try to drill into these kids early on to get them acclimated to the philosophy and the culture here playing for the Gulls?
I just think we want them to do their best and want them to relax and enjoy their stay here. We try to make it as pressureless as possible.
Mhm.
We make them, we try, we don't do major overhauls with what they do. I mean, we meet the hitting guy with their swings and so on. We do some small adjustments.
Yeah.
We make ourselves available to them.
Mhm.
If they want to come, we do early work every day too, you know that. And it's not mandatory, so to speak, but it isn't. And it isn't mandatory. I tell them that. If they got to take time, they take time. But they show up, they want to get better. Their sense of competition to be better um, is really, really above average. It's very, very good. So they like to enjoy themselves. They have a good time. We give them plenty of freedom,
Mhm.
especially baseball wise and the hitting part of the thing. I give them plenty of freedom to hang themselves. And they enjoy it. I just think it's fun. We try to make it as relaxing as we can. Yet we want to be competitive too. So it isn't just mailing it in. It's that you got to put the work into it. That you want good results. With championships all the time.
100%, right? When we're bringing these guys in, we want to be the kind of platform that is preparing these guys and developing them as much as they can, depending on their specific goals, their objectives for the summer, right? And we want to feed into all of that so they get the most out of their experience here. What I think we see that ends up happening is that not only do we hit on these developmental strides with these kids, but these kids really start to play into the team and what, the surrounding culture is. And when I say that, Coach, I'm talking about the community here in Newport, just the community of fans, the community of supporters. At the end of the day, they start to realize kind of towards, the beginning of July that, they're playing something for bigger than just their development themselves, right? And how do you think that comes together throughout the grind of the summer?
I just think it comes together by the camaraderie that they have as a teammate, and the host families make it so enjoyable.
100%.
And the confines, our place, Cardines is electric. A game night, it's electric. So the kids gotta love have coming here. They love the energy behind it. All the young kids that come up there, Chuck tells them all the time, they're heroes of the community. They're big deals to go on here. And they embrace that. They enjoy it. And they understand that they're making a difference in the kids' lives too, as opposed to us as coaches trying to make a difference in their lives. It's
Mhm.
transpired down to them making a difference in kids' lives. And man, I think it's admirable. I think they do a hell of a job.
100%. Coach, when we look at, obviously the three, so that's a point I want to hit on first. What does it feel like to have, kind of reuniting, the three Musketeers, and I talk about the 2024 coaching staff, right? We got Kevin Long coming back, we got Coach Ted Regan coming back, and we got Mike Coombs coming back, right? How does it feel to be able to coach with those guys?
Old. Very old. But it feels great. They're all enthusiastic guys. They work their tails off.
Yeah.
They have fun. I mean, it's a great, great relationship that three of us have, and then with everybody else in the organization. We get along really well. We complement each other. We have fun.
Hmm.
And that's what it's all about. I'm looking very forward to Kevin coming back and
Yeah.
having a few laughs and getting a few more victories under our belt. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
So what about, the support staff? And when I say support staff, coach, I talk about, last year we had a little bit of a unique situation because we had an intern, we had a staff member inside of the dugout with Kian last year, right?
Yeah, yeah.
In terms of the support staff, whether it's on the data analytics side, whether that's an intern helping out with the scouting reports, being able to relay that to the coaching staff, being able to communicate it with the players, how important is it to utilize the interns, the staff members helping you guys out with that stuff? And be able to streamline that towards the players as well.
They're invaluable. It's unbelievable between you and Julianne and all the other people that I can't think of the young kid's name who's showing up every day doing the field. I mean, you guys are so dedicated and you can't give us enough. No matter what we ask of you guys, 2 seconds later, it's there if you can do it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's admirable. You got all the guys that show up to the field work, um, all the PR stuff, all the video stuff, all the demands that's put on your shoulders to give us bats, balls, gloves, whatever necessary. It's never a no. It's a, I got it for you, coach. I great. I mean, the staff that you guys have put together the last 5 years I've been there, I mean, it's just uncanny. It's outstanding.
I appreciate that, coach.
You're
We
welcome.
truly think to, complement the wonderful coaching staff that we have every season, right? It's very important for us to give you guys as much support as we can on our end, right? Kind of diving into all of the 25th anniversary stuff we have coming up this season, coach, what gets you most excited about, not just the Gulls' 25th anniversary in general, but all of the excitement that's going to bring towards our season, and the community of Newport County as well.
I'm having a hard time envisioning that it's going to be bigger and better than what we have, but I know it's going to be. I mean, I just can't. You're going to get excited about it. I mean, we get excited about going to play day after day after day, game after game. But now you got a 25th anniversary coming up.
Mhm.
Guys that have been with you for so long are going to be there having a great time. I mean, I think it's. I just I'm having a hard time trying to comprehend that something can be better than what we have, and it's going to be 25 times better, I guess, with the 25th anniversary. It's going to be outstanding between Hall of Fame stuff and
Mhm.
all the activities you're gonna have on the field, people showing up. It's tremendous. I think it's just outstanding. I think it's a record of accomplishment.
Mhm. We're really looking forward to it. Like you said, right? We're going to have a nice big alumni reunion weekend where we're welcoming back all of our alumni for a game day. We're going to have that Hall of Fame ceremony, right? So it's going to be something really special, and I think it's something our fans are going to be very, very excited for. When you look at our Hall of Fame ceremonies in the past, they've been not technically restricted, right? But they've been a little bit of a smaller scope in terms of inductees' families, past players and their friends and their families, but this Hall of Fame ceremony, for example, is going to be open to the general public, and we're going to be
Wow.
able to fill Cardines with as many people as we can
Wow.
hopefully get down there. So it's going to be a
Wow.
nice
Wow.
little like Cooperstown type Hall of Fame feel
Yeah,
to it
yeah, yeah,
at
yeah.
Cardines. So
Yeah,
it's going to be
what
really
a great
fun.
venue to hold it. Sure. My God Almighty, you got to be kidding me. That's going to be outstanding.
Absolutely. What if, Coach, you've been doing this for now 6 years, obviously, and longer that in turn, not just with the Gulls specifically, but in terms of the grind of summer baseball in general, if you could give a couple of tips to maybe a guy coming into a summer team for the first time this year, specifically with the Gulls, again, we talk about that grind of a 50, 60 game spring season, what would you, not recommend to these guys, but what do you what like I said, what do you and Coach Coombs and Coach Long, really want these guys to understand about the grind of what a summer season can be?
Biggest things that and I've taken it through all this baseball life of mine is that the biggest thing that these guys can develop is rest and recovery because it's
Mhm.
going to be a grind every day. The trips are tough. The trips are very tough. The grind is really hard. And we explained to them you're going to be grinding all summer long, but you got to rest, recovery, take care of yourselves. And they understand that because they want to get to the next plateau. They just don't want to be a summer baseball guy and a 4 year guy at school. They have higher ambitions. So if they can get a mental mindset of how to rest and recovery, remember now they get off 50 games or 56 if they play Division One. 50 with us, that's 106. But if they get into the minor leagues or whatever, they've got another 40, 50, sometimes 60 games to go yet. So they have to be prepared for what to do. And I think, a summer program like this that we're traveling, we're playing every day, the grinds every day, they get to acclimate themselves to what's going to make them be able to perform at their peak every day. And it's an education for them. And most of the guys embrace it. It's tough in the first couple of weeks, but after a while, they get it. They get it.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's like that culminates in this aspect we talk about, right? About them starting to play for something bigger than just their development over the summer,
Cool.
right?
Of course, no question.
They play right into the community. They play, you know, those guys were dedicated last year to bring a three-peat to Newport, even though we came up a little bit short,
One swing away.
one game
One
away.
swing away. One swing
Exactly.
away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, it's just one of those things, and to think about, again, we talk about 25th anniversary stuff, the specialness that this is going to bring this season, coach. If there are, let me see. Do you want a top three? Do you want me to ask you a top three memories from the Gulls, or do you want to give me just a top moment from your 5 years here in Newport?
There's a few, obviously. Obviously, the big one is 24.
Hmm.
I mean, you got to be kidding me. I
Yep.
sent you a thing today. I
Yep.
had a kid down to do a
10 minutes
video.
ago. Yeah.
In the course of that game, we'll remember the home run by Tyler, the great catch by Dixon, and the walk-off by Dixon. You're going to remember
Hmm.
that. But that whole game, there are 12 plays that if we don't make or that we don't perform to, is that we're not close. We're not close. So it's great to see. So that's great. I said one of the highlights for me and terrible for the kid from Maine, the pitcher,
Yep.
is I got to tell you a quick story.
Hmm.
Um, I forgot who was sitting in front of Tyler Hare. I forget who it was. I don't know. I can't say. But I said, Tyler, if he gets on, you got to bunt.
Hmm.
And we didn't bunt all year. He looked at me and said, Coach, I ain't bunting. I'm going to hit a bomb. I said, knock yourself out and just do it.
The
And
shit.
when
I
he hit
mean,
it, when he got out and hit the bomb, he came around third base and I thought I lost my arm. My hand was swollen, hit me so hard. But anyway, so that was a great thing to catch.
yep.
Personally, for me, besides winning it in 2023, is my boy Slade Alford. Um, he came from nothing to something with us during the summer. He played great. And I was always on him about his arm slot and all that type of stuff. So when he got the last ground ball at Bristol, he went back to the old slate and threw it from the side. And I gave me a heart attack and he says, Reeves, that's for you. So I was laughing like crazy. I was laughing like crazy. But
That's
yeah, I
awesome.
mean, those are all great memories. And this stuff before that, all the guys that I've developed the relationship, all the players. I mean, it's been invaluable for me. I love every minute of it.
100% coach. And we cannot wait for what the excitement of this season's going to bring. If you had to give the fans the thing you're excited for the most this season, what would that be?
We're going to win it in 2020. Of 2026, going to be 25 and 26. We're
Damn
going to win
right.
another one. We're
Damn
going to
right.
win. Chuck's got us. I think Chuck's got us loaded up. I hope
Mhm.
so. I just hope they come to play, and I like the cards we're going to have to play. I think.
100%. Never hurts when, you most of the time have a set path to the playoffs. So we know we're going to be playing meaningful baseball in August. So,
Oh, for
um,
sure. There's no question about it.
exactly. We're going to get that ninth cup back to Newport this year. Coach, I appreciate your time today. It's a pleasure as always, catching up with you. Gulls fans, again, thank you for tuning in today for another edition of the 25 for 25 podcast here. And we will be right back here, same day, same time next week. Thank you, Gulls fans. Have a great one.